What's going on, people? This is Shaw Harris, and today is another edition of Interviews with the Rebel. And on today's episode, I sit down with creator, videographer, photographer, Virtue the artist. Yep, Virtue the artist. And on this episode, we kind of get into some nerd shit where we talk about everything from type of cameras you should use to starting out making no money to shoot music videos and pretty much everything else we can think of. So stay tuned, and this is the Virtue the Artist episode. What's going on, people? This is Shaw Harris of the Rebel Society, and today we are doing another edition of Interviews with the Rebel. The whole purpose of this show is to kind of highlight creators and entrepreneurs who are doing unconventional, innovative, and disruptive things to kind of help increase their brands and really just make, a little bit more money out here. So today we're actually sitting with a dope creative, my man Virtue the Artist. How's everything going? Good,
brother?
Not much.
Appreciate you.
So, for the people that don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
Okay, my name is Virtue the Artist. I'm a creative. I started off doing photography first, and then I got into videos, music videos. And even with the photography, I was like more so into like making things as cinematic as possible. So it was only a matter of time before I started doing music videos. So once I started there, then dived into weddings. And now, yeah, man, that's photo, video, weddings.
Okay. I actually found out about you because you were shooting a couple people. My homie Dime, I saw you did a photo shoot for her. Mm-hmm. As well as I think I seen where you did a couple rollouts for a couple different artists. Mm-hmm. I think I caught some stuff off the dude Bigums.
Yeah.
I seen his joint.
Shout out to him.
Did you do some stuff for the old boy Will Young?
Yeah,
I think that's what really caught my eyes, that a lot of the stuff that you're putting out for him was real cinematic, and a lot of people in this area don't really do stuff like that. So as far as like having like a shitload of content, mm-hmm. before they actually put out a project. Mm-hmm. So I saw that and was like, yo, that's like hella dope. So I gotta follow who's actually the artist that's putting the show together. So I just like to tell people, like, what they're doing that catches people's eyes. So you keep doing that shit.
I'm glad it did catch your eyes. That was the goal. Cause even with that, then some people, like, you have like the dopest artists you can work with, mm-hmm. who you like you really build a bond, but they don't put out enough content.
Right.
The people who you really per se wouldn't want to keep working with all the time, they love putting out content like 24/7, even if it's not of quality. Like, they don't have no plan for it. It's just
throwing some shit out there.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I feel you. So first icebreaker question, mm-hmm. is, which music artist do you feel like you relate to the most? And I'm not even talking just appearance or music, but how they carry themselves, business-wise, like art-wise, all that stuff.
That's crazy. I've never had this question. But on the fly, if you asking me that, I would have to say Cole.
Okay. Why is that?
The low-key demeanor.
Okay.
And just behind the scenes, working certain things. Like, you really don't know what's going on with him, but you just know.
He's working.
Yeah, he's working behind the scenes, as far as the label go, working with his artists, building them up. Yeah, man. Definitely Cole.
All right, cool. So what is like your, now we're about to get into the real questions out here. So What is your 60 to 90 second origin story? So
in terms of what?
How you got to where you at today?
Oh, today? Okay, so I did music first. Like, I sung. Okay. I was a singer. And I still do sing from time to time. You probably heard me on some of Bigum's records. But picking up the camera was only a means to cut out the middleman. Right. I didn't want to pay for photography. Didn't want to pay for video. So I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm going to learn it on my own.
Right.
And quickly, it turned into a passion. So music started being less and lesser, and I really was trying to like learn how to hone in on my craft and be like super dope. So probably like 2-3 years in, because it was a lot of struggle. Even looking back at certain things now, you know what I mean, I go ahead and be like, dang, that's crazy. I used to think this was so dope. It's so horrible. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you grow. And then doing photography starting off, music video. My first music video was trash.
Yeah.
I think
everybody's first joint.
Everybody's was.
I looked at my first joint like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, yo, this is horrible. And I thought this was so fire.
I looked at mine a couple weeks ago too. It was terrible, super terrible. But you know, just kept going. Continue looking at other YouTube artists and creatives I look up to, whatever. And I started getting into color. Like, I'm real big on color. Like, I love color grading, I love color correction. So like when I'm going out now, it's a whole different science to everything. And that's also why I don't work with a lot of people per se. Like, you're not just gonna be able to like hit me up and I'm gonna work with you just because you got the bread to work with me. Like, it gotta be like, I like building relationships with people, especially people who's serious. Because some people just be doing it just to do it. I'm not just coming out shooting your music video and going back in the crib. Nah, we ain't doing that. Yeah, we ain't doing that.
All right, cool. So your first year, because this whole series is more so about the business marketing side of pretty much everything that we got going on. So that first year, what were you like bringing in, like, you know, money wise off of the art?
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing, bro. Nothing. I was doing everything for free.
Okay.
Everything. And you know, I struggled with it, but I do believe, like, when you first starting like with anything, especially photography, like me being as though I was already doing music and I already felt myself as an artist, I didn't even feel like right charging people because I knew it was trash. Like, I knew the product they were gonna get, and it might have been like, it's only because I'm an artist though. Like, I just felt like the product they were gonna get were gonna be horrible. So I had to get to a place. I had conversations with my wife and my homeboy about this like countless times during the beginning, because my wife will always be like, you're dope, you gotta charge people for these things. And I was not at a place to charge people in my mind. Like, my confidence was not to the place where, yeah, pay me $100, you know, we gonna go from here. Cause it was just horrible, man.
All right, so like, so at what point did you actually say, all right, I'm gonna start charging people?
Honestly, it might have been when I started doing music videos. And all the work that went into doing music videos.
I don't think people realize like how much work you actually gotta put in for that.
Bro, and we're not even getting to the point we at now. Even then, like, even though you just showing up with a camera, like, people really think that you just like, this just comes out of a hat and this masterpiece happens, and you know, and it's
people don't think it takes the time that it takes, the energy, like, man, all that stuff.
And it's like, it's also too, people really don't be serious about what they be doing neither. So that's also why people be looking at it like it's easy to do, because they don't take their stuff serious. They just want to put something out,
or people be
just
like
to say they doing it. You know what I
did
mean?
this ever bother you? Where it be like, where you give somebody your price and they be like, all right, but I got a homeboy that got a camera, so I'm gonna just get him to shoot my shit.
You know what's so fun? I've never had that happen to me.
Really?
Now, I had moments where people would be like, well, I don't think it's quote unquote worth that price that you charging, even though you hitting me up. So obviously you already see something that you're willing to put a price on, you know what I mean? But yeah, I've never had that one. Yeah, the homie picking up, my homie got a camera. Nah, I've never had that one happen.
That used to bother me too. That's kind of like why I got out of it. That's why I got out of music videos as well as photography, because I feel like people don't really respect what it takes to go, what the energy it takes to goes into that. But you know a trash video when you see it.
Fact.
Anybody can look up and take a solid photo.
Yeah, for sure.
So
and you know who's actually taking their time and actually trying to craft something together. Being it like, people just be throwing stuff together, and it shows. Like, like when you really into it, you definitely could tell who just throwing something together and who actually had a plan to try and execute. You know, so
what was your mission, or what was the plan behind? I know, even though you still do photos now, it seems like you do probably a lot more videos and photos. So was there like a switch that be like, you know what, I want to kind of get more into doing videos than photos?
Yeah, and the reasoning behind that was because you could get to the bag doing videos.
Yeah.
Like, you know, doing ones and twosies shoots at like a set price, that's cool, but you really could get like a nice little lump sum doing music videos. Not even talking about weddings, just music videos. If you got a set price now, of course, starting off, you probably charging like $300, because I probably was charging $300 for probably my first 3 years.
For photos or video?
Video. Yeah, video. I didn't move from that price, so I was honing skills.
I actually just got off that price.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Like every time I need like a little bit of money,
I'm
like, yo, I'm gonna just do a couple videos for this price, and
yeah,
but now I've kind of gotten like off that. I'm completely off that now.
I feel you. Yeah, we all should be completely off that in terms of like, cause like the equipment we have and like the time we spend on YouTube University, we buying equipment that just like the microphone, the camera body itself, even without the lens, is crazy. Right. And people just think you just gonna show up and just, you know, take whatever and just come shoot the music video. Nah, we are not doing that.
All right. So when you start getting into like, you know, more video work, like how were you getting your first couple clients?
Okay, so first couple clients with my homeboys.
Okay.
So
paying clients?
No.
Okay. But talk about that. Yeah.
No. So okay, the first ones, just getting in the groove. I started working with my homeboy Bigums first, because I went to school with him. Like that's like my brother. So I started working with him first. Did a couple of music videos for him, honing my skills. My first paid client will have to be a guy out of North Carolina named Felipe. And you probably didn't see him on my Instagram. I did my Sunset LUT. Sunset LUT is available. Free download now though. I did my Sunset LUT based on the video that I did for him, the coloring for it. And my wife worked at Wells Fargo, and the lady who worked with her had a guy who she worked with because she was in the reserve and he was in the military. So she linked me with him, and I'm talking about the first video we did was trash, but it was my first paid one. And after that, I was always working with him. Like me and my homeboy, we was going to North Carolina to shoot his music videos. Went to where he from, Sanford. Went to Charlotte, Raleigh to shoot videos for him. Went to New York to do a documentary for him. Yeah, man, he was my first one, and that really got me in the habit of knowing what to charge based on what you're giving people and based on your time. Because I remember, even the backtrack, starting off doing photography, it was this girl named Liz I worked with. And the first time I worked with her, right, she was mad cool, but the first time I worked with her, this always stuck with me, I was late, right? And she told, I probably was like, I probably like 15 minutes late, right, coming from work. And she told me, hey, I'm here, but just, you know, keep in mind that people's time is money. Yeah. So, you know, make sure that you're always punctual on your time. So that always stuck with me. So shout out to her. I don't even know what she is anymore, but yeah, shout out to her.
So matter of fact, first question, I got a little two-pack of questions real quick. Okay. So how do you make your money when it comes to creative work? Yeah.
First weddings, second music videos, third photography.
Okay. And the reason I asked that, because you also said something that caught my ear, was that you selling presets.
Yeah, for sure. I sell LUTs.
Okay. So what was the thought process behind that? Because that's actually something, like this weekend I'm actually putting up my first LUT for sale. Okay. So like, what was the thought process behind, you know what, I kind of want to get into that too?
All right, so in doing YouTube University, you see all the creatives selling like digital packets, whether it's transitions, LUTs, After Effects transitions. Like, they sell everything literally for like $5, $3, free downloads, pay if you want, you know what I mean? So it was always something that I was into, but I never started. So probably like 2-3 months ago, when I did a video for the dude Felipe, he came here from Cali, and I love the color so much on this. I was like, I gotta stop BSing. Like, I gotta just do it. Like, I gotta just make it happen. Like, you can't just keep sitting on something. Right. So that's when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna allow this one to be a free download.
Okay. How's things been with that?
Oh, it's been great.
Really?
Yeah, it's been great.
Okay.
Starting off, anyway.
Okay.
You have to also, like, in terms of like the market. So I would say you have to market it to other creatives. Like, you can't just go based off like who you following as far as like who following you, because it's only marketed to like other creatives who do pretty much the same thing you do. So it's still you still gotta build that fan base too.
Of other creatives rocking with you,
in order for it to be prosperous. And that was like, even with doing this, my first time being in front of the camera, like literally. So, you know, you gotta warm up to it. You gotta let people into your, you know, your personality, your brand. They gotta actually buy into you.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay. All right. Starting out, what were some of the mistakes that you were making? Because I feel like everybody makes mistakes, but nobody really shares like, yo, this is where I kind of fucked up on. Like, for me, I used to fuck up on contracts. Like, at first I didn't have contracts, and then when I did have contracts, they were like janky and had a lot of like loopholes in it. So they were kind of like easy to get out, or you know,
for sure.
I used to get fucked over a lot. Or I used to fuck up where not charging enough and not really pricing out all the things that I'm putting with you know, all the work that I'm doing. Yeah. So what are a couple things that you feel like you kind of fucked up on those first couple years?
So I feel like as creatives, typical, we always mess up on the contracts, charging less than we should, than it's really worth. And just to expand on the contract thing, I didn't start doing contracts probably till about 3 years in. I didn't start doing contracts, no. Because for some reason, like, contracts be scaring people away. So it's getting over that hurdle of, because, you know, we're not really, like, starting off, you're not really dealing with people who are really that serious in what they do. So you presenting them with a contract that has everything, number one, they don't want to read it. Number two, when you send it to them, they're going to look like, hey, bro, got a contract and everything. I'm going to just go to my homeboy up the street. You know what I mean? And in terms of, like, I struggle with that, the contract situation. Also with, like, the deposit and total amount being paid for before the shoot.
Really?
Yeah, because I took deposits at first. Like, I took deposits first, and I'd be like, yeah, you can give me the rest after the edit. Dead that. Like, please dead that. Do not do that at all, because people can always change their minds.
Hold on, so like, why you don't rock with that? Because that's actually what I do now, and it's been working for me. So
so we're all different.
Yeah, most definitely.
At the end of the day, but I just feel like it leaves a space open for somebody to not like what you're doing and be like, nah, I'm gonna just pocket this. You know what I mean? Like, I had that a couple times, and I just feel like people were just always looking for a way out of something, like out of giving you the remainder of what you're owed for the services that you gave to them. You know what I mean? So now, and what I do always, it's always a deposit retainer fee, and you gotta pay me the day of the shoot, and whatever we do. Now, weddings, I ask for it. It depends contractually, because some people different than others, but for the most part, I try to get the whole wedding amount. You got to pay the other half before, probably like a month in advance before the wedding date. You know, you give people time to, you know, do what they got to do. Yeah.
Like, with me with weddings, like, you got to pay my deposit, which is I take a small amount, but the full amount just has to be paid a week before the wedding date.
For sure.
But with the with any other, like, creative work, I usually, you know, have a deposit, and then if it's like me shooting a commercial for a brand or something like that, I'll shoot it, you know, do all the stuff, give you an edit, but once you say, yeah, I love it, bam, you get that invoice, like, right after that.
For sure.
So, and I feel like that's all. I did get screwed over once, but universally, I've been cool with that.
Yeah, as long as your, because our experiences teach us everything. So as long as your experiences is not that bad, then my experiences was bad. So I just was like, yeah, nah, like, you gonna You're gonna pay me the whole, like, I'm gonna get the deposit retainer, then you're gonna pay me the day of when I come out to shoot. After we're done, if it's a music video, I take 1 to 2 weeks, but you might get it beforehand. Weddings, I say up to 4 to 8 weeks, just because it takes a lot of time.
You gotta go through a lot of footage.
A lot of footage, a lot of time, I don't think people realize what all goes into the wedding, and these why the prices are what they are.
Right.
Because I'm sitting down looking at footage. I'm sitting down looking at drone footage. I'm sitting down.
Different camera angles.
I'm going into like my my music bed website and my what's the other one? Oh, how am I forgetting this right now? This is my favorite one. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. But my music bed website, which has like sounds, and you sign up for it. I think it's only
Epidemic Sound.
That one. Yeah, there we go. So, and you put in like your tags, for your social media, and free licenses. So that is the hardest part for me though, and that's why you gotta charge what you charge, bro. Like, because listening to sound to get it to how you want it and to
Is that the hardest part for you?
That's the hardest part for me, bro. Because I can't start unless the music is right. I cannot start, bro, if I don't got, especially for a wedding, if I don't have that right, how it comes in, like, I can't start, bro. I just can't start editing.
I thought I was the only person like that had that problem. Like, if
no.
I had the music, I can knock out something in like a day or a couple hours.
The music is fire, we good.
But if I ain't got no music,
yeah, for sure, because you searching for it, and you can't just pick anything. And then
you need something with the right feel. Like, I'm gonna do everything slow motion, so I need something with a little smooth little bop to it or something like that, or something real cinematic.
Yeah, nice little ambient.
Yeah.
You need all of that, man. It's a lot that goes into that.
That is definitely the hardest.
A lot, yes. You would literally be sitting there, and you'll be like, nah, I gotta come back the next day. Then you still don't find nothing the next day. You gotta come back. All right, I'm gonna take 2-3 days. Come back, still don't got nothing. Right. That's the hardest part for me.
All right, so most creators feel like it's the equipment that makes this top product. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that?
Yay and nay. I see a lot of people say that. A lot of people who are at a point where everything is fire to people, they always say that like the gear doesn't matter. And it doesn't to a certain extent, but like
it matters a little bit.
Yeah, it does, man. It does. Like, I started off shooting with a Nikon D3200, bro. I used this camera for about 2-3 years before I even got a new camera.
Yeah, my first camera was a Nikon. I forgot, like a 3100, something like that.
Not even a video camera, neither. That's the crazy part.
Mine did video, but the video was trash.
Yeah, video horrible. Yeah. Because it's necessarily really not made for.
It's like a photo camera.
Yeah, it's a photo camera. So, you know what I mean? Yay and nay. Because I feel like even when I first started, I used to see all this equipment. I'm like, bro, if I just had that. Because you get into the gear game, like, you start becoming a gear nerd. Then you need all these things. And once you get wrapped up in that, that's when you kind of like realize that, bro, I just need this camera. I need this. I ain't even gonna say stabilizer yet, because we ain't even at that point. But you probably just using good handheld shots. As long as you got like a good base foundation for a camera, I feel like, yeah, you can create whatever you want. So, get you a tripod, you good.
So what is something, 2 questions. What is something that you spent money on that was completely unnecessary? Mm-hmm. And what is something that you probably should have put more money into? So like for me, it was my biggest purchase that I hated was a slider. Like, I used that shit maybe 2 or 3 times. I'm cool on that. But the things that actually I spent money on that I love was, I have a stabilizer, which has actually got me clients.
Facts.
Because quote unquote, niggas love gadgets, so
they do.
Niggas love gadgets.
Come out with that.
Yeah. They're like, oh shit, you got a transformer, yeah?
Good. Yeah.
So it was that, and then just getting like a nice couple of lenses that I can kind of use with on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. So what about you?
Okay, so first, I wish I would have put more money into lenses. Now, I wish I would have put more. more money into lenses, because I sold my 18 to 35 Sigma Art 1.8 for my Nikon, which I had an adapter so I could use for my Sony. I don't know why I sold that lens, bro. Like, it was for everyday. I don't know why. I want it back now, and I'm trying to find it for Sony, but Sigma doesn't make it for Sony mount anymore. So it's like I'm gonna have to get a Canon one and then get a adapter for it. And I feel like something that doesn't, like, what did I waste money on? Drone.
A drone?
Yes, I bought a drone. Walmart started selling a drone. It was the Phantom 3.
Okay.
I bought it, bro. Barely used it. It was like $600. Barely used it. Crashed it on a shoot. I still have it to this day. And this was probably 3 years ago.
Okay.
Crashed it on a shoot. Then I was blessed enough to get another one, which I only use during weddings.
Okay.
I don't even bring it out to like music videos. Like, if it doesn't call for it, really drones are like, really don't serve a purpose, really, if it's not called for it.
Gotcha.
Now, when you're doing a wedding for the
you need that nice little open shot with the drone or something like that. Yeah.
Like, when you're doing weddings, drone for sure, you're gonna use it. But if you're just doing music videos, you're not bringing the drone out every time.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
I feel like that's like that's one of the ones where I was like, yeah.
Okay. So now that we spoke about that, what do you feel like is the essential, maybe 4 to 5 things that you need? Because to me, I feel like you need solid audio equipment, a tripod. I
still don't have, and I've been telling myself about one.
You gotta get a tripod. that's like
Number
Creator 101. Yeah,
for sure.
So audio equipment, tripod, some type of lightings, some type of lights, and like a workhorse lens. Like, I have a 24 to 105 for my for my Canon, and then I have a couple, like a 50. Okay. And then I have
need a prime.
Yeah. And then I forgot what this is, like an 18 or something.
10 to 18.
Yeah, 10 to 18. Yeah. And other than that, like, my Ronin is like dope for just my walking shots that I do. So those are like maybe. I have a Ronin M. Okay. So I'm gonna get an actual SC in a few. But those are like my couple of things that I feel like is essential to like pretty much everything that I shoot. Okay. I can use those for. Okay. So what are like your couple essential items?
Before I answer that, make sure that you really, really want the Ronin SC. True. Make sure. Yeah. Make sure you really want it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Let me answer your question first. Okay, my essentials, my Sony a7 III, definitely my Ronin M. I use my Ronin M probably on every video shoot I go to. Everything that I do, I'm using my Ronin M. My 50mm Rokinon 1.4 lens, butter prime lens. It gives me great depth of field. My 128GB memory card. It's like I think 120 megabits per second. Okay. So I'm retaining a lot of information in the detail as far as what I'm recording. What else is very essential? My C-stand just became very essential for me. Really? Yeah, in terms of like me recording audio, setting my mic up on it, and being able to move the boom out, boom arm out. So yeah, that just became very essential for me. And is my aperture light essential? Yeah, I would say it is. Because if we're like, most of the videos that I do shoot, 9 times out of 10, they're always inside at like a nice location that we find. So yeah, I gotta have the nice lighting. Okay. And the video that I shot for Will, his most recent one, Walk Around, go view it if you haven't. I used one aperture light for that, and it was all just different type of lighting. Like, so I had my homeboy on the side just flicking the light on and off to create a dramatic effect. So yeah, that's essential too.
So where can people find you at, man?
Okay, so you can follow me on every platform, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Virtue the Artist. You can go to check me out on my website, virtuetheartist.com. And yeah, stay tuned.
All right, cool. So, what did you think of the episode? Did you like it? Was it cool? Did it work for you? Hopefully you got some good information out of it. If you did, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. This channel has pretty much everything. If you're a creator, you're trying to grow a brand, you're trying to grow a business. We have interviews with different creators, entrepreneurs. We have different wild videos of myself. We just do a lot here on this channel. So make sure you do that. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow me on all your social media platforms. That's Shad Harris. And that's pretty much all I got. So we are out. Booyah.
Cross me, daddy.